I keep like filming this intro and then starting over, so I'm just gonna stop doing that and just get on with it. Hey guys, if you see the title, you know we're talking about mental health today and eating disorders, and I just want to preface with the fact that I'm not a professional in any sense. The only certification I have is a yoga instructor teaching certification, so I'm not a professional, so I'm just here talking about my experience. So we'll start with me. I have been dealing with the basic stress and anxiety for the better half of my life, as do a lot of people. It's very common, especially anxiety. People aren't even aware that they have anxiety, but it's there. And then on the other side, my eating disorder, I actually have orthorexia, and I've never been diagnosed with any of these things, but I don't think that makes what I feel any less valid, and it shouldn't for you either. And orthorexia is the obsession with eating healthy foods. I guess that explains it pretty well. I don't know, if you eat something unhealthy, you tear yourself down inside, and it's pretty exhausting. I also have body dysmorphia. I've had for a very long time, probably since I was like 15 and like went through puberty, which is crazy to think about because I haven't been aware of it until very recently. So that's crazy. It's always been there, and I just like let it happen. Like, why did I just let it happen? That's me. That's what I have. This is a hard video to film, but I know hearing what other people go through helps me, so I'm hoping that I can at least help someone out there. So the first thing I needed to understand about my mental health and my eating disorder is that it's always going to be up and down. It's never just going to be a straight line journey. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, and it's going to be hard when you feel such a high and then you kind of go down to a low. It makes the low feel so low. I hope that makes sense. And it makes it really hard to get back up and out from that. So I think it's just helpful to understand that there's going to be ups and downs, because knowing that will make it a lot easier whenever you're down to get back up. It also really helped me when I accepted these things and kind of let them be real. Like I said, I spent a good portion of my life not really being aware of my body dysmorphia, and like once you accept it to be something that you have and that you are experiencing, it makes it so much easier to like begin to heal yourself from these things. And that can be with anything, with an eating disorder, with a mental health issue, with anything. Just accepting that it's real, that you're experiencing it, that this is happening. Because when I didn't accept that I had an eating disorder, I would ignore it. And when you ignore it, it just gets worse and it doesn't get better. So I just want to kind of explain my eating disorder and what I go through with it. Let's just look at the span of like a week. There's like 3 days. The first 3 days of the week, I eat healthy meals all 3 days. All 3 meals of those days. And I'm feeling so good. That's the high. And then day 4 happens, and I eat a healthy breakfast and a healthy lunch, and I'm feeling really good about myself. And then at dinner, I binge on an unhealthy dinner, like my meal, and then I binge on dessert too, and then go to bed, wake up on the 5th day, and I fucking hate myself. I hate myself so much for what I just did. I ruined all of my progress, and I just feel awful. And this ties in with my body dysmorphia. I look in the mirror and I see all that food I ate that night, and I feel like I can see it on me, and that I look the way I feel, and that's just gross. What the heck? Okay, we get it. You're crying. We get it. Stop. It's kind of hard to talk about. Ooh, I did not expect this. What is happening? anytime like me and my boyfriend go somewhere and I start crying before we like arrive at the thing, I like try to like get myself together before we go in, and I'm like, do I look like I've been crying? And he always says no, but like I look like I've been crying. I don't even remember where I was. I think I was talking about feeling gross. I wake up, I feel gross. I don't, it's not a good feeling. So when I wake up on that 5th day and I'm feeling super gross and just having my own like pity party about myself and about my decisions from the night before, I feel like I have to get back on track, whatever the fuck that means. And I spend the whole day just devoted to my healthy eating, devoted to exercising. It consumes my day. It consumes my mind. And then on day 6, day 7, day 8, I eat so healthy. I feel so good. And then on day 9, I binge. And I wake up on I'm losing count. I wake up on day 10 and I hate myself again. And the cycle starts over. And it's exhausting. And when you're in that cycle, it feels like you like don't even have a second to breathe. Feels like you can't do anything right and that you're never going to get better. Because getting better means not binging, and that plan just will never work. You're always going to binge. It's always going to happen. You have to break the cycle. Just like thinking about it is making me tired. Because when you're in it, all you think about is food. All you think about is your next meal and what you're going to have and how you're going to make it the best, healthiest meal it can be, and how you're not going to eat that brownie or that ice cream in the freezer, and that you're going to do better for yourself. Like, this is good for you. Like, what? So if you are struggling with an eating disorder, you have struggled with an eating disorder, I'm here for you. So many other people are here for you. We know how it feels. We know what it's like. And if you're in a place where you're ready to get better, I highly recommend you doing so. If you're not ready yet, be patient with yourself. Take your time. The right time will come. Oh, okay, now I don't want to talk about that anymore. Even though I kind of have to. Something that really ties in with my anxiety and my eating disorder is this like culture of like grind culture. The grind never stops. Rise and grind, baby. That unfortunately that ties into my mental health issues, because when you're dealing with all of this chatter in your head about not looking good enough, not eating good enough, my shirt's on inside out, not working out enough, you're never enough. And you tell yourself that constantly, all day. You never hear the end of it. Something that I would do to mask the chatter was to be busy, to work, and not stop working until it was time to lay down and go to bed. Like filling out my to-do list top to bottom and telling myself, you need to complete all of these things before you go to bed. If you don't, you're not good enough. Just like I am in all other aspects, apparently. So I would take my to-do list and get to work covering up my anxiety and my inner thoughts. And also extremely exhausting doing so. I wouldn't even let myself sit down for 2 seconds and watch like TV. And I love TV. I love bad reality TV. And like that, like sitting down to watch an episode of TV seemed like I wasn't supposed to be doing. That brings me into what I am doing to help myself. Not necessarily on the right track, because we know how we feel about that phrase in this world of ups and downs. But just to find balance in my life and to feel normal. That's all I want. I just want to feel normal. One of the big things that I've been doing is learning to relax and to not overwork myself, to let those thoughts come out so that I can learn how to handle them. So for me, that has looked like lots of sitting on my couch watching reality TV, lots of sitting on my couch or laying in bed, maybe playing Animal Crossing. Love Animal Crossing. Working on a 5-star island. If you know, you know that takes work. Or even like letting myself sit and embroider or sit and crochet or sit and paint. Being able to sit and release all this creative energy has been so good for me. And it's something that I wouldn't even let myself do that because it involves sitting. So that has been really nice. And that is something I've been working on. Something else I've been working on relates to my anxiety. I find I become the most anxious when I am sitting and I am picking. All my fellow pickers out there, you know what I mean. I pick at my fingers, which have been actually really bad lately, like the skin around my nails. I pick at that. I pick at the skin on my lip. If I can find anything, I pick at it. But those are my two. So if I'm sitting here and I am about to get up and go do something, I'll sit here, I'll start to pick at my lip, and I'll stare off into the void and think about anything. I'll just like leave my physical body for a second and just get lost in thought about my day. Like textbook anxiety, thinking about the future, being scared of the future. I've been trying to avoid picking because that brings out my anxiety where it's unnecessary. And so if I find myself picking, I stop picking instantly, take a really big deep breath, and then I get up and I go and do what I wanted to do, which has been helping me a lot. Obviously not doing a very good job because my fingers are torn to shreds, but we're working on it. We're being patient with ourselves. And then I have been working on doing more gentle yoga and gentle workouts, not pushing myself too hard. And this definitely is like, this doesn't have to be permanent or every day. Like if I am really just in the mood to sweat and I have so much energy and I just want to let it out, I will go do an intense workout and I'll enjoy it and it'll make me feel really good and it'll be good. It's like, but doing that every single day might not be the best for me right now. So trying to like balance those really high intensity workouts with some more gentle yoga or just stretching or going for a walk, that has been really helpful for me. And also I have this new like thought lately that I'm like, a 60-minute yoga class is insane. That's so much yoga. Who wants to do 60 minutes of yoga? I love yoga. And that's too much for me. That's just like, seems just like unnecessary. 30 minutes, you're done, you're good to go. 30 minutes is perfect. But 60? No thanks, I'm good. I'm good with that for now. One of the things that has helped me accept these more gentle workouts and practices has been realizing that like humans aren't meant to be shredded and look like bodybuilders and have abs and like all of these like super like fit people. Like, power to you if you're out there and you're doing it. I hope you're doing it in a healthy way. But like, we're just not meant to look like that. That is, I'm trying to like say this without offending anyone, but having your body in a state like that just like, that's so much stress on your body. And for some people that works and for some people that doesn't. You just need to know which one you are and accept that as your truth. Because I will never look like a shredded bodybuilder. I will never have abs. That's just not me. So that's what I'm going to say on that and leave it there. And then Some of the things that I'm working on to help myself heal around food and around eating is, first and most importantly, always eating when I'm hungry. None of this, oh, I'm just dehydrated, I need water. Oh, this isn't hunger, like, I just ate, like, no, I don't need chocolate, I just had a big meal. Like, fuck that. If I want to eat, I'm going to eat. And that's just what I'm gonna do. Because basically, at the end of the day, we are human beings, we are animals. There's a very good book that I highly recommend anyone that has issues with food reads. It's called The Fuck It Diet. Wonderful. Literally Nobel Prize winning book. Like, it's so good. And something she touches on in the book is that when you are going through any sort of like eating disorder where you're restricting yourself from food when you are hungry, you're putting your body in starvation mode. And then once the body gets food, it will eat and eat, even past the point of being full, because it just went through starvation. It's like, we found food, you know? I'm talking in circles. Just read the book. I don't even know how to explain it properly. But like, you get the gist of it. Like, if you're hungry, you need to eat. Don't put your body in starvation mode. Otherwise, you will binge once there is food in front of you. So I'm working on eating and eating and eating again. Eating one more time and then like another time maybe if I'm hungry. The last thing around food that I am doing is legalizing food, which is really just a fun way of saying allowing yourself to eat those foods that aren't healthy. And I was listening to a podcast. It's called I Weigh, and it was the episode with Demi Lovato. It was such a good episode. I loved it so much. And she talked about legalizing food, and she said it, and I was just like, genius. And it's just allowing yourself to eat food that you have forced to become illegal, that like are things that you think you can't eat. And I'm currently legalizing pizza. I've had it twice this week, and I have loved every fucking second of it. So good. So good. Just so stupid. Why are our minds like this? The last thing I am doing to help myself involves my body dysmorphia. This one's tricky because, you know, you always hear people say, just look in the mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful every day and then you'll believe it. It'll become real. But that doesn't work for everyone. That depends on where you're at. Because if you are too far gone and you say that to yourself every day and you just know you're lying to yourself, it's not gonna work. So yeah, I feel like before you can get to the whole like I love myself affirmation part, you have to just accept your body for how it is and what it looks like, because this is what you get. Might as well learn to accept it. You don't need to love it yet, just accept it. So where I'm at is I am past the stage of not really believing affirmations. And this is a recent change for me. I was there for a very long time. Would say, oh, you're beautiful, love my body, whatever, did not believe it. And then within like this past month, I feel like for the first time in so long, I can look at myself and accept what I look like. I have nothing that I feel like I want to change or that I feel like I need to change. And it is a bonkers feeling being able to say that about yourself, especially when you've had body dysmorphia for so long. Like you, excuse me, you what? You don't? Are you sure? So that's been my recent discovery that has been very exciting. Something that I've been trying to do lately is journaling. Obviously, everyone fucking loves journaling, but this is something that is quick, to the point, do it in the morning, you're done. It's called gap journaling, I think. So it's every morning you write 1, something that you're grateful for, 2, something that like an affirmation for yourself, and 3, something you're allowed to do today. And I can read you the first one that I wrote for myself, the very first like gap that I wrote, because I've just been doing this for like a week. And I wrote, I'm grateful to be able to move my body and do yoga. I'm beautiful no matter what. And I'm allowed to sit, relax, and embroider. And on that day, you know what I did? I sat and I embroidered. And I loved it. Yeah, that's kind of all I got to say. We talked, we cried, we laughed. I hope this video was helpful in any way to you. I don't know, man. I just feel really passionate about self-love, self-healing, all of these things. I think life is hard, and life is just hard. That's it. I don't know. I just feel really passionate about these things. I find it hard to put my thoughts into words sometimes, so filming videos like this is also very hard. But I did it, so that's exciting. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching and listening to me chatter. I gotta go eat breakfast. I'm starving. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.